What's good, Ace? We got Ace the God in the building, my guy. Hold on, let me put my normal message. Hit the like button, sub if you new. Wait for a few people to get in here, cause this is an episode where I'm just gonna break down one of my defenses that I use, and I call this Double O's Corner Room. Appreciate you pulling up on me, Ace, my guy. Let's wait see if a few more people come in, and then we'll get the breakdown of the defense started. Let's give it a little minute, cause this just me breaking down this formation. That when I streamed last night, they wanted me to break down the 245 odd mug because not a lot of people use it. Most people use the regular 2-4 double mug. I'm like one of the few people that use the 245 odd mug. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes, see if a few more people come in, and then I'm gonna break it down. That's the Martin with the red guts, yeah, yeah. Let's see. We go give it like 3 minutes, guys. I will wait for a few more people to get in here, and then we'll break down this Double O's Corner Room episode of the 245, the Nickel 245 odd mug. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Class will be in session soon. Y'all give me a little bit. That's the Martin with the red guts, yeah, yeah. I'm serving peas at the Pizza Hut, yeah, yeah. Cause I need at least a few people in here so that they could catch the beginning. Yeah, them Chiefs they took that L tonight. But there was a lot of misfortune their way too, like Kelsey dropping the ball and then it became a pick and stuff like that. But this is the first year I think the Chiefs have been eliminated from the playoffs. I know I seen a Twitter post that said the Chiefs dynasty is finally done. I don't agree with that. But all right, we got 4 people in the building, man. Welcome to this episode of Double O's Corner Room. We will be breaking down the Nickel 245 odd mug, and I'm gonna show y'all my coach settings. I'm gonna show y'all the substitutions that I do, and I'm gonna show y'all the plays that I like the most out of it. And then you guys, if you want, you could add it to your custom, or you could go to the Tampa Bay playbook, the Denver Broncos playbook, or the Chicago Bears playbook. All those 3 playbooks have the 245 odd mug in them, and you could add to it. You could make it better, and maybe you could give me something that I could add to make this formation better. All right, let's break it down. What's good, Wyatt? The first thing I do, I always turn my auto flip on off. I used to keep the cornerback matchup always got to be on balance. I used to turn off the defense motion response, but I started leaving it on default. I always put my option read key on conservative, and then when you go to safety depth, you put it on close, and the width you put it on pinch. So this is my setting. What's good, Michael? This is my what's good, Wyatt? This is my settings that I like to do. Okay, bet. Well, I appreciate you, man. Till next time, man. Appreciate you pulling up on me. But this is my settings, but you can use any settings that you like, and it shouldn't change the defense too much. But this is the settings that I like. Auto flip off, option read key on conservative, safety depth at close, safety width at pinch. And then for my substitutions, I always like to put one of my best rushers in this little wheel spot right here. I'm going to put my guy Browning right there. And then you always want to put, yes, sir, hold it down, wide. Peace, man. Have a good night, man. Go get that check in the morning. Yes, sir, King, let's work. This is just a Double O's Corner episode where I'm breaking down one of my defensive formations that I run. That's called Nickle 245 Odd Mug. But you always want to put your best covering linebacker at this wheel position at the end, because he's going to always be in coverage a lot. So you want to make sure you have your best coverage linebacker at that position. And my best coverage person is Zaven Collins. So I always have Zaven Collins right there. So I put Browning, which is one of my other defenders, at the first wheel. And then I put Zaven Collins at the end right beside him. And that's the substitutions that I make. And now let's go into the formation. My three plays that I keep for audibles is linebacker cross 3 show 2, overload 3 seam, cover 4 drop, and cover 3 sky. But you can also, if you don't like sky, yes sir, Steezo, let's get it. If you don't like sky, you can always put cover 3 cloud in place of the sky. If you don't like the cover 3 sky, you can use the cover 3 cloud in place. Both of them are good. All right, now let's get into it. Of course, my most ran play is the cover 4 drop, and I'm going to go into how I set up my cover 4 drop first, and then we'll go. But before I do that, I want to show y'all the percentages that I've called the play. I've called this cover 4 drop 2,328 times, and I've only allowed 7.8 yards average. So that's good defense. Let me light this up. And of course, we're going to go against random defense. What I like to do, I always left on the D-pad, I pinch the line, and I crash down. You should have it look like that. And depending on the formation, like right here, we have like trips. So I wouldn't hard flat the 3 receiver side, but I will audible and put this slot cornerback in a hard flat. And if you want, you could also back up the linebackers by pressing right and up, but you don't have to. But you could do that too. But let's just see how it just worked that way. And if they start getting stuff like that on you, like right here, if they start getting stuff on you, you could shade down to hard flats. And then what I learned from B Gamer, I like to cross man. Like you see how I manned up the tight end with the other linebacker. And if you want a little tighter coverage, bring the safety down a little bit more. All right, I got you, Crimson. Salute to Steezo, man, my guy. But y'all see that? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? You just got to play around with it. But the main setup is pinch the line, crash down. You could contain. If you don't want to contain, you don't have to. But depending on the formation, like right now I see there's only one receiver on the left side. So I really don't need that curl flat. I'm going to put him in a hard flat because I want whatever flow of play that goes to that side to go run into that hard flat right there. And then we just, you just got to mix it up. Sometimes if you want, you could shade down and shade up and turn the curl flats into a cloud flat, especially if they running comeback. Nah, this is for every defense. But I'll show you what I do for trips. But this is for every defense. I'm just breaking down the 2-4-5 odd right now. But you see, like if they killing you with comebacks, you want to shade it down to cloud flats. And like I tell y'all, if you want to do some shit, just cross man somebody. You know what I mean? You can even, I could turn it into man where I man up both tight ends or whatever it may be. Yeah, this is tutorial. This is called Double O's Corner Room. I'm breaking down the 2-4-5 odd mug right now. That was a good pass. But you just got to keep mixing it up, guys. And if you want some run defense, it's always best to get on your safety and come help and make sure you got hard flats on. And you will get good run defense from it too. Trust me, this should be working, man. All right, one more time. Like right here, this is a trips formation. Trips vert, okay. You see right here is the trips. What I would do is I would go to the line and all I would do right there is double maple. Yes, sir, Michael. Appreciate you, man. We just breaking down this nickel 2-4-5R right now. If you want to have good trips defense, all I would do is right here. You want a double maple, so I just put one of the line on a hard flat. I got the curve flat right there, and that's it. That's all you need for trips. And let's just see how this works. Is it always gonna work? No. But you see that they gonna have to think. You just gotta make them think, man. Like right here, I believe he's gonna run, so I'ma just hard flat it and go on my safety. You see? You just got to mix it up. But that's the first play that I love to run from the 2-4-5 mug is the cover 4 drop. And if they killing you with corners, for some reason for me, the cover 3 sky be working good for me against corner routes. But you're going to leave the seams open, so you got to be mindful of that. Whenever I play cover 3 sky, I make sure I always line up on the linebacker just to the strong side of the formation so that I can make sure I take away the seam. KC is 6'7". Yeah, they demonic. And like I always say, left on the D-pad, pinch the line, left on the D-pad, right on the right stick and crash down. If you want, you contain. That's how I always start off the play. And you see it's gonna always have good kind of run defense to it when you crash down and pinch. Like I said, crash down, pinch, contain. And you always want to be on the strong side of the formation to take the seam away if you're playing the cover 3 sky. Because you know cover 3 sky is susceptible to seam routes. You see what I mean? So, you know, you just got to know things like this. But this is all situational. You got to know which play to call depending on how they've been attacking you. Since there's 3 receivers on the right side, I'm going to play on the right side of the formation to make sure that I get rid of the seams. You see? Y'all see what I mean? You just got to mix all this shit that I'm telling y'all in. But remember, you crash, you pinch the line, you slant inside, you contain if you think you need to contain, but you don't always got to contain. And you want to make sure if you're playing the cover 3 sky that you play on the strong side of the formation, because you know cover 3 sky is notorious for giving up the seam, and you got to be mindful of that. And it plays good RPO defense too. I rarely put it to hard flats, but if they killing you on the flats, you can always shade it down to the hard flat. But you know if you shade it down to the hard flat, you're going to give up a lot of corner routes and shit like that. But you just got to mix it up, guys. Is basically what I'm saying. Like right here, I know that it's a lot of receivers to the left side, so what I'm gonna do is play on this curl flat and come down to try to create some pressure. But you just gotta mix it up. Hold on. And like I tell y'all, if you want, you can always cross man. I love to cross man, or you could just man up one of the linebackers to somebody and then just make sure that you cover the middle and everything yourself. Are they gonna make plays on it here and there? Of course. No defense is invisible. It's invincible, but you just gotta keep mixing it up. Y'all see that? All right. And now let's move on to the third play that's in my audible, which is the overload 3 seam. And like I always tell y'all, the first thing you do is pinch the line and crash down. And then contain. And right here, since they're doing a trips to the right, if you want, you could put one of your linemen in a hard flat to make them have to think, because the blitz might still get there without you needing to. That was just bad defense by them. Here we go, set. Yellow, 22. Always crash and pinch. Set. Red, 38. If you want to make them think, you can always zone out one of your linemen. You see that? The lineman got that pick right there. You just got to mix it up. Put your own little sauce to it. And sometimes you don't even have to blitz the blitzer right there. You can always put him in whatever zone you like. My favorite zone to put him on is the vert hook, so that he can match a slant or whatever it may be. That was just luck. Ready. Black 40. Set, go. Like I always say, pinch, crash down, contain. If you don't want to send an edge blitzer, put him in a vert hook or whatever zone you see fit. Are they going to get plays on you? Of course, but you just got to keep mixing up everything that I show you. And trust me, it's going to work out for you. More than not. You said, so this is what could make my defense more better than it needs to be. This is some nice stuff, bro. I might have to run these when I get on later. Yes, sir, Joe. Like I tell y'all, they going to make plays on you here and there. But it's some good defense, because it's basically the type of defense I play is bend, don't break. I know people are going to make plays on me. But as long as I can make adjustments and keep them having to guess, then I know eventually they're going to make a mistake. I always get a pick or a turnover here and there. But y'all see how that is, and the blitz gonna shoot in. And this is practice. This blitz even works better in the real game than practice. It works way better. Again, pinch the line, crash down, contain. If you don't want to send a blitzer, put him in whatever zone you want. My favorite zone to put him on is vert hook. And then even with the blitzing dude, you can always peel off and go get someone else. That was just a good pass by Love right there. I rarely shade it down to hard flats, but if they killing you with flats, you can always shade it down. But you know if you shade it down, they're not gonna match no more. So you gotta be prepared to guard the seam yourself. So you know, you see how I just, yep, I came down with the blitzer a little bit, and then I peeled back up. So you know, you just gotta keep mixing it up, guys. And sometimes, like I always say, you can always zone out the side that's not blitzing to get some more coverage to make them think a little bit more. But just know when you do that, you're subjectable to getting ran on. So you gotta, you know, you gotta do that at your own leisure. But basically, they gotta keep dumping down until they make a mistake. But that's the third play that I love from this formation. And my favorite blitz in the formation is linebacker cross 3 show 2. Most people that run the cross 3, they run it out of down 1-4. But my favorite one is out this 2-4-5 odd mug. And I'm going to show y'all how I run this one. How I run this one, I don't pinch down. I press right to bring up the linebacker menu. I move them back. I zone out the linebacker that I'm on. You want to always be on the linebacker that's opposite of this blitzer, because you see the angle he's on, he's going to loop right in, and then this defensive line going that direction is going to kind of create a pocket for him to shoot in, you know. And if you want some more coverage since it's empty, always zone out the lineman that's away from the blitz. And if you want to create some more pressure, you can always come in a little bit more. And if you could pass commit to make the pass coverage better, and then you just sit there, you know. You see? Y'all see what I mean? Sometimes you don't even have to move the linebackers back. You could just zone out the linebacker, and like I say, put the defensive end is not on the blitzing side on a flat route or whatever, and then from there pass commit since it's empty, and just let the magic work. Are they gonna make plays on you? Yeah. How to crash down? Bet I got you. I got you. Give me a second. But y'all see that? Since I know it's mostly a run formation, I'm a hard flat it right now. B said most people I went against use prevent. Those are used on Hail Mary. Yes, sir, B. You're not lying. But you see, move the linebackers away, zone out this dude, and then, you know, if you know that there's a lot of receivers on the field, you never want to put it to hard flat, because then they're not going to match. You want the seam flats out there so the seam flats can match, because you know the safety is going to come on a 3-rec hook, and he's gonna guard the middle, and you got to guard everything going there. And then, of course, you can switch stick, add your own little sauce to it, man up some people if you want. You know, just adjust. You see, I want to show y'all how the blitz came in. Let's go see how the blitz came in. Let's go see how the blitz came in. Where's the instant replay right now? What's good, Tay-Rod? My guy. But look at this. This is a 4-man blitz. Look at this loop right here. It's not as good as it was on 25 or 24, but look at it. It still gets in. You see? Because when he loops in, the other Nolan is gonna loop the other way, and sometimes he gets a good disengage. You see how he got disengaged right there? Look at Nolan. You see him? Look at that. He still got the playoff, but imagine in a real game against a user, and he panics and he throws right into your coverage. Y'all see that? Look at that. He shot in like 1 second. And this practice, y'all know the computer be blocking their ass off on practice mode. Look at that. That shit be shooting in there, especially in the real game, man. Yeah, you're not lying. That's why you got to choose your time to run this play. You're not going to run it every down, but you just got to run it when you want to, you know. And like I tell y'all, you don't always have to back up the linebackers. You can make them think that you're just running a regular cover 4 drop or whatever you've been running, and just let the loop be like this, and then just zone out one of your linemen since the trips is right there, and then just watch the magic happen. That's a good screenplay. But this is my favorite blitz in the formation right here. The best way I like to run it is by backing up the linebackers, because the looper loops a little bit better when you do it that way. And if you want, you can always man up people, do whatever you want, but this is how I like to run it. Y'all see the shell, y'all see the art, and you can add your own little twist to it. But this is my favorite blitz on the formation. You see how Buda Baker, I want to show y'all, if you having problem with people killing you on the middle, you run this play, because Buda Baker, look at Buda right there. He's always going to be in the middle on that 3 rec hook. He's going to sit on stuff. Look at how he comes down right there, guys. You see how he comes down? Look at that. And then the loop still gets in. Look at Nolan. Once the looping linebacker comes, that's a running back and a lineman, and he still got in. Look at that. And look at Buda Baker, how he just sits on the middle and just be covering stuff right there. But that's my favorite blitz in the formation. And let me show my guy Crimson how to crash and pinch down the line. Let's go to the cover 3 cloud. It's one of the plays I run too.
Here we go.
Okay. You press left on the D-pad. You press left on the left stick, and then damn, I was trying to show they hiked the ball if I could do my adjustment. Yeah, you not lying. But to crash down, you press left. I pinch down. You press left again and right stick. So left stick down, left, right stick down, and now your line is crashed and pinched, and then you could contain if you want. And from there, you just gotta, y'all see it. Y'all see it.
Let's go now.
But that's how you crash down, Crimson. Left on the D-pad, down on the left stick, left on the D-pad, slant inside, contain, and this is how your play art should look.
Ready.
And y'all see, because I pinch, the defense plays the run better, and that edge blitzer is gonna get a little better position. And sometimes I might zone out one of the linemen to just make them think a little bit more. Yeah, B. But that's how you crash down, guys. And like, see his trips right here? I'm going to put my guy Sweat on the hard flat, and then I'm going to just play the middle, because you know they're going to try to attack the middle right here. But let me show y'all the success rate of the plays. On the cover 3 sky, I've called it 123 times. I've allowed 7.7 yard average. That's some good defense. On the overload 3 seam, I've called it 175 times, and I've allowed 6.2 yard average. Yeah, this nickel 245 odd mug. On the linebacker cross 3 show 2, I ran it 417 times, and I've allowed 7.4 yard average. That's some good defense. My favorite play out the formation is cover 4 drop. I've called that 2,328 times, and I've allowed 7.8 yard average. Double O love is flats and dots, and RPO take those away. Your chances increase. Yes, sir, B. And of course, I showed y'all the 4 plays I like the most. Like I told y'all, which is linebacker cross 3 show 2, overload 3 seam, cover 4 drop, cover 3 sky. But you got cover 2 man that works. You got Tampa 2 that you can mix in. You got the cover 3 cloud that I've called 183 times, allowed 8.0 average. You can mix that in. And this is an exotic one. This is not in a lot of formation. This bench blitz 3. If you want to do some different shell coverage, it's basically a match coverage, but it got a cover 3 cloud shell. Let me show y'all how I run this one. When I want to do something exotic, I do this one. The only thing I do is put the cornerback that's supposed to blitz on the cloud flat. That's it. Put him on the cloud flat. And because I know he got all the people on that side, I'm gonna play the middle safety right here and just watch the middle. This is basically a cover 3 cloud match right here. And of course, if you want to play better run defense, you can always pinch the line. But don't forget to put the cornerback on the cloud flat. Y'all see how I changed him to a cloud real quick? Don't let him blitz. You just want to change him to a cloud flat. And now you're going to have the cloud flat. And then you're going to have the seam flat match. You're going to still have the 3 rec. And you know you're going to have the other seam match also. And this coverage be confusing people. Yes, sir. This Double O's corner room, man. I'm trying to show y'all some stuff that I like to do, man. This is one of my favorite well, not one of my favorite. This is my favorite nickel formation. I've been using this since I came back to Madden on Madden 23.
Ready, go. Ready.
And if they screening you, just put a hard flat out there. If they keep screening and trying to RPO you. But basically, this is a cover 3 cloud match, guys. No other defense got a cover 3 cloud that has matching principles in it. On top of that, you could put a cloud flat to jam the main receiver so that the deep zone could catch up to him, and then the seam is going to match. Y'all see that? Look at that shit. How do you put the man in hard flat? Okay, you press, like right here, if I wanted to put him in the hard flat, I would press triangle, 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 and then you see the menu comes up, and you press left on the left stick, and now he's on a hard flat. You see that? That's all you hard flat. You press triangle, triangle, and then you pick whatever icon that you want to put on the cloud flat, and then you click them, and then you press left on the stick, and you put them on a hard flat. That's how you hard flat right there. Me said in high school, I got with my 395 linemen. It doesn't feel good if you watch what play they were doing. It could have been different. Hit, yeah. Salute to B, man. But this is the most exotic coverage I have in this formation. If you want, you can always blitz that guy too. You don't have to always put, like right here, since it's like a close formation, I could let the cornerback blitz this time, and then I'll zone out. Since it's trips, I'll put one of the linemen in the flat, and then I'll just get everything else. Good coverage, just a good throw right there. But you just got to see how they line up. Like right here, you wouldn't want the cornerback to blitz, so I'll make sure I put him on the cloud flat, and then I usually will sit on the 3 rec myself. Like right here, I would let him blitz since it's a pinch formation. Looks like he's gonna run right here. And now he's going to get instant pressure. Y'all see this shit, man. Come on now. So you could do whatever with the blitzing cornerback. You could put him in whatever zone you want. But my favorite zone to put him in is the cloud flat, so that it could give the Buda Baker, the safety on the deep zone, some time to run out there to cover his zone. That's another play that I like, even though I don't have it in my audible. Yeah, if it's a run defense, line pinch, Yep, pinch your line and crash down. It makes it running a little bit harder. That's why when I was in the cover 4 drop, I showed y'all how to stop the run. You always pinch the line and crash down. If you know they running, get on the safety and make sure you come down. You can always help. And then it's still going to be good. Good pass coverage. Are they going to dot you up from time to time? Of course. But that's how you play good run defense, is the cover 4 drop. And one of my other plays that I used to do back, that I got to bring back, is the 3 buzz sting press and the pinch 2. But you could basically use any play in this formation and create your own scheme, guys. I'm just showing y'all the favorite ones that I like to do. Any play that I run, I always put a heart on it. If I think it's a decent play, you would notice I got a heart on the buzz sting, the pinch 2, the bench blitz, the cover 3 cloud, the tamper 2, the cover 2 man, cover 4 drop, cross 3, overload 3, Sam Mike press, and the cover 3 sky. So you guys could run whatever you want from this formation and create your own scheme from it. Tay-Rod said, I came last. How do you cloud flat? Okay, I got you. Let me show you how to cloud flat. Again, you press triangle to bring up your safety and cornerback adjustment. Then you will press triangle again. Well, sometimes it don't work that way. How I do it is I shade down. You press triangle, shade underneath, and it's going to turn your curl flat to a hard flat. Then you press triangle again and shade over the top. And now you see I got my guys on the cloud flat. You see that right there? So shade down, turn your let's reset. You see right now it's on curl flats. So you want to shade down, and now it's going to turn it to hard flats, and then you shade up. Triangle down, triangle up, and now you got your curl flats or your hard flats. It's going to switch it to cloud. And that's how you stop comeback routes when they spam comebacks on you. Because sometimes they won't let you just, okay, and if they want, okay, if you just want to adjust individually, you press triangle, you click the button of the person you want to turn to a cloud flat. Like right here I put circle, and then you press down on the left stick, and now he's on a cloud flat. Let me go back to the bench blitz so I can show you again.
Ready. Blue 32.
Triangle, twice. So you press triangle twice. Triangle. I click circle, down on the left stick, and now I've changed my corner back into a cloud flat. Just look at how, like, look at the buttons when I press it. Again, let's reset. Triangle, whatever icon you want, then down on the left stick, and now I got him on a cloud flat.
Go. Ready.
That's pretty much it, man. That's what I like, man. I don't want to draw it out too much, guys. But if you tuning in, let me go back to the beginning of what I did. You always want to make sure your coach setting. This is my coach setting. I got auto flip on off because I like my blitzes to come from one direction. I always put my option read key on conservative. And I change my safety depth to close and my safety width to pinch. And then for the audible, I always put one of my linebackers that's good at rushing at the left side end. And then you want to always have your best coverage cornerback on this outside linebacker right here. So that's the audibles that's the substitutions that I do. So that's the coach settings, and that's the substitution. And again, my favorite 3 plays out the formation is linebacker cross 3 show 2, overload 3 seam, cover 4 drop, and cover 3 sky. But if you don't like sky, you can always go with the cover 3 cloud instead. But basically, any play that you see on this formation that I got a heart on, you could run, and it's gonna work for you. But my favorite play out the formation is cover four drop. I've called it 2,328 times, and I've only allowed an average of 7.8 yards. That is good defense. So there goes the breakdown of my nickel 245R mug. If you missed it from the beginning, just rewatch the video from the beginning and you will see all my adjustments, my coach settings, and my substitutions that I put in. And I gave y'all a good little mix of plays that I like to call from it, man. And the three playbooks, yeah, I feel you. What's good, Jason? I got you. I'm gonna do a stream next. I'm gonna do a regular stream next, and I'm gonna play you. I got you. This just a stream where I show. This just what I call Double O's Corner Room, where I break down formation that I run, man. But basically, like I say, man, you could go back to the beginning. You could see my coach settings. You could see the substitutions that I make. You could see the plays that I like to make from it. And then you could build your own scheme from it, man. But I appreciate y'all, man. Hit the like button on the way out. Hit the sub button on the way out. Hit the noti bell on the way out, man. Appreciate everybody that tuned in, whether you stay for a long time or a short time. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna be back with a regular stream, man. I just had to do a quick episode of the Double O's Corner Room to break down the Nickel 245 odd mug. And the three playbooks that you can find this formation in is Tampa, which is the defense that I use, Tampa Bay. You can also use Denver Broncos playbook, or you could use the Chicago Bears playbook. So the three playbooks that this formation is in is the Bears, the Broncos, and the Buccaneers. Yeah, I'm coming right back, man. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm out. Peace.